edit to honum bronifra no portal no ene enipa 40,000 ena wonu apply ye se wo pese wonya adwuma ne bi eye nanso wo bo amane aka kire wonu nyina ese wo sere Ghana ban sika wo no entimi mfa nipa 40,000 ne nyina na mum de Ghana ban sika betimi aso na wafa wonu eye enipa no empemo nso 7,000 anu nti wo sere se obi nya botre no wonte ne ho ase ne nyina se de beya Ghana empuntuo ene enwomasian so betimi akọ nanim na agina brane nanka wo hwe animu kwanse wo betimi afa 40,000 na so sika semunti 7,000 ena wo betimi afa. Honorable Haruna Idris.
There is a teacher deficit in Ghana. If resources were available, we should be employing and recruiting up to 50,000 teachers across the country. But owing to budgetary constraints, we are unable to do that. The Ministry of Education received clearance from the Ministry of Finance to recruit up to 7,000 teachers with degree and diplomas. And accordingly, the process has been advertised in an open, transparent manner. My understanding is that it reflected need because many, if not all, the district assemblies were involved, particularly those that need teachers very critically. And as the portal opened, when it got to 40,000, the Ghana Education Service instructively closed it in order that we didn't have a stampede of numbers. And therefore, those who were fortunate will be critically examined and assessed in terms of their readiness, their competence and qualification, and the best 7,000 of the over 40,000 applicants. At least my understanding, as I spoke to the Director General of Education yesterday, Professor David, even within that time period, we had up to 40,000 applicants and we have only room for 7,000 applicants. So we take the best out of the 40,000. Better luck next time for those who have an opportunity. We do have clearance from the Honorable Minister for Finance. We will do our best. We don't want to have a stampede of it.
Yatwa Kasiano so ewo ashen jumadie mo na local government minister empotemo amemo so afo Yewura Ahmed Ibrahim kire de ntia ebrebia etwamo pani kwantrefo a na woda ayalolo atena ye no ano won mo epamo no emu nasma wo kanyina ne se pani no omo no ma na adwuma so enso anim se empanimfo tumi etase ashen makomako ahanu na wade bramo se monhwe so na montimi antoto ne emaye na besisa abai foforo ba ye beye duo wotwepe ena na eye adwuma ewo ayalolo terminal hode ana kire se eniama mpanimfo de hya monsa se montoto ne yie se de beye saatna ye de betimi afa de ntuma pefra no montumi anye enti aba ne saade a na nsem fata se wo mokoso a emo opani no wo hwe ayalolo bases no na se won mudwumade su na sese wo hon no free ho na wode akwanya no ema enipa foforo enti se wo mo pam opani no na wo manfo bi no monte ne ma biase no obisa ho ko saa enne ena Ahmed Ibrahim si wo kiremu amo manfo ehunu de enti a wotu saa na mo no wo se afi 2014 ena won mo dane ahyen beye 200 ede ema management se won mo nhwe so ne wo ko ayalolo bus terminal ho a 200 ni nyina asese ama emu adua wotu 80 pe ena eye adwuma na ene won mo apaw abedwakuo eye 4th executive council ema Greater Accra passenger transport executive won mo eni bedwa what abide one more see was a one shot ayalolo buses anyone mudwumade so wapa won hontoma na sie ena Minister Ahmed Ibrahim watchre ni nsem say
if we are in a public office and we are trustees on stewards, we must be mindful that we own that space and protect it just like you protect your own property. 2014, the vision of GAPTI, if it had been implemented well, we wouldn't be moving myself and transport minister going to Metro Mass, no cars. STC, they have only 38 buses. Kwame Nkrumah STC, only 38 buses. And you got state transport. Meanwhile, OE, there are 400 buses parked somewhere, a private person. Are we saying private person can do it more than the state? Are we joking as a country? So you have a lot. That's why I sack the first boss. So you are just getting about 6 months. In 6 months' time, if you don't add to the fleet of the buses, it means you don't qualify to be there. That is not the case. I asked the first boss in 2014, we give you 245 buses. How many of them are working? Say 100 and something. How many have you added? 0. Tell me why I should not sack you from there. Then I sack you. And you have come. And truly, the most painful thing is MPs were coming to me, I should give the buses to them because they are not being used. That's visionless. That GAPTI was not using them. So I should give it to them so that they'll be cutting their students from their constituency schools. Because the cars were parked there and they were depreciating, being wasted. So there is a job for you to do. Your job is already cut out for you. Those that are not functioning, they must function. And you must monitor the revenue generated from GAPTI. We can do it too. If somebody bought a taxi and is able to be able to buy an motor truck, you were giving brand new 78 or 60 seater 248 bus, 45 buses, and you are just using and running them down, Then who qualifies to occupy a public office in Ghana? You will be justified by the additions that you are adding to it. So it is not.
Important woman most for Yera Ahmed Ibrahim ena yetene nkasa or kasa wa bra one more dampening for ye edi. Now we ya pe ena say kwanchira for penny awade no ato ayalolo buses one more terminal no anom. Yera Awudu Dauda one also ekasa ye en was sin shesha awudu bebre no mo de agu akwa mu a wo hwe say ayalolo dwumade betumi asafa ne ntuma pefra. Enti sa ashay 200 no a na minister ekasa aka 80 pe no one more abo won homode asiesie emu nso 60 ediosia ede eka 80 ne ho na timi aboa makone abedie ho nsem akoso wano wada no ade biem se enche mpanimfo ye nsusuye se wade electric buses ebeba abeka ho na timi ati sika dodo a won mo kari ede tofa ngo egu ahye no mo so na asan ma won mo ye adwuma no amfaso abaso ensem nyina ekoso no ye nsem kireni ya woto nkrafri enkramantem ebre yen na nakwaku bofa ena na edi akire nti amane nyina efini nche.
Board means very, very important. Without board, no, and it's a company which will function because never will now so young and this is how they call board no that board will continue. The impact the big say EV buses. They say buses they use to see and no, here buses they use fuel, they use diesel. It is a open say all these EV buses, but an institution. It's a local board on the board and they are from the critical. It is a minister kind of we have been tasked to say buses in the income. It is in our plan. Say we're working towards getting EV buses instead of fuel because we spend more money. You get a little bus in the don't throw for G10 cities. I learned many 10 cities. Yeah, GBS and this is about it. It tell me and they call the same fuel station but to the same fuel no. Say that don't throw from Tom. But just for physical generate minister, this is a test of a car. Yeah, you see EV buses now. You can use fuel. Every month, prices now up from. For instance, look at top 4,000 Ghana cedis. Now running a yellow bus. Now a yellow bus for a EV. That's the kind of save. Fuel no, it must save. Now, passing your nana no get 10 cedis. And say, I don't get 10 cedis. We can save this because we spend this most car. I was an man. If you only know, you say again when you find a little money in the meantime, no buses no fanana as say no you repair most of the buses. Over 60 buses or so are added in the argument. So currently they are mentioning they 150 to 140 buses a day. Now, what to say buses you Kumasi there are 60 buses and individuals who are not moving. Yame Abdom Matinia Pajesa buses no. This is our buses in a year, Emma Captain. Now, my ministry, when you're in a maze, pay me Kaka. I am very confused. Now, Captain, a greater Accra passenger transport executive. In crime area, as America. I had the Kaswa, I come home because we didn't plan a greater Accra. I won't make Kaswa area on it. I come home. It's now board no can for me. I won't say be free. And see now Africa's or come now. Greater Accra, Captain, no meeting for take Captain. Oh, Kumasi, it's not possible. Meeting for take Captain Watermelon. But I know as bus operation, no, ultimately the book.
Okuani bia ne dagene ene nani suade hunu ne se obesode na wonya fertilizer edi akogu ne nobaye so se de be ya nobaye ahodo a wonum etintim no ne nyina ebetumi anyini na anyini yiye na asodoso edi ama won sanso na encheye ene ye okopiemu obono ne ahafo mantam ne mu a ehonum na akuafo a wonum edo cashew wonum edi sujotrepa ne bo aban yi kire se wonum kasu no eba na ne nyina bre atete na apro asei wa bre won hu mfaso bia wonya sika bi mpo emfa mfirimu eno nam so bi ma enei asoya ya wonum ehwe enuane ene agriculture ensem eso wo my Ghana mu enei wonum ne Central Group of Companies wonum akọ entiase apam amu na wode wonsa ahye entiase apam ase ne nyina ene se santiase apam yi ebeboa makasu wonum atintim emfidi nyuma hodo a edane dane kasu no ani se de be ya emfaso betimi abaso na aban yatimi atotɔ na aboa ma akuafo anya so mfaso na Ghana nso etimi anya kasu yi so emfaso na yakoton no ewiase adwamu na ama dollars ne bi enso abehye mo my Ghana na yesika sam agina brani saa so na santiase apam ye mu no de di mo akotene pa na eye titire ene se wonum ebetintim fidi nyuma ene wo my Ghana yen kasa ye be produce fertilizers wo man yimu yen kokran fra ma hodo so bia na nkampese ehwo ayedin wo my Ghana mu ma wonya bi opa bi atompo a wonya na pagya bo na kosoro enei santiase apam a wode won sa hye ase no beboa ama Central Group of Companies for no wonum ene aban na ka bom no matintim fini nyuma se de be ya ene Ghana yankasa fertilizers a akuafo no edidi djuma no yebetimi aproduce bi na no ena wosofo ya wono ene da aduane ene agriculture eho ensem so honorable Eric Opoku edi tuja no sei ena wo kire mu esifaye.
We are here with the Central Group Limited, a company registered in Ghana here and operating in our country. We have had discussions with them for a long time, and we have come to the conclusion that Central will expand its investments in Ghana to enable us realize the objectives of our programs. The first one has to do with the establishment of cashew processing plants in the cashew production enclave of our country. The idea is that for a long time we've been producing and exporting raw cashew nuts, which of course is not generating the jobs for the youth of our nation. And our producers are also not getting the incomes that they are supposed to get. So His Excellency has given indication that the focus of this government is to add value, ensure that we do the processing here and then we export manufactured goods instead of raw materials. It is against this background that the Ministry of Food and Agriculture engaged with Central Group Limited in the production enclave around Bono Techiman area. And in fact, we just concluded that they are going to set it up in Sampa. And that's why our brother from Sampa has been here this morning to make sure it is done. And so we are going to sign the memorandum of understanding to enable them move to site to begin the construction of this all-important, processing plant. In Ghana, apart from the cashew nut, we throw away the cashew apple, the fruit, which is a major raw material for the production of beverages. And so they are putting up a plant that will process the cashew and also process the cashew apple. So now After completion of this project, the farmer can walk to the center to sell the cashew nut as well as the cashew apple, giving them the opportunity to earn income from this dual arrangement. I think it's one of the best for our nation. After this, we are also signing
Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority DVLA at Nayeno ene ewutu Senya East mrashe bedwania ka won ho abomu ama wakotra ahomemu na wabie ultramodern DVLA service center foforo kra no ewo kasoa empanimfo atu na mo inse de ebeya ebeboa ama wo manfo won motete kasoa atimi ene DVLA fo ato kese abrebia ya wonmo ehia wadwuma anansa wonmo a ewon potemu ho nemom wonmo enkonkoto goro boys anansa middlemen ensem na wonmo nkam emfa won so enyi won sika na eniema enkoye basa ema wonom na okwankyerefo pani abedi akire ya wono enehwe DVLA fo ntoto yeso owura Foster Akwasi Asante abo amane sempepi no ya wo manfo ta abo sudwetire gu DVLA fo tiri so pa se baby a one more offices ne wono ya kwan wa enti se wo hia wondwumadi a esese wo tu kwan ekọ biaye ya emu ewa ansa na watimi akoto DVLA office bi no akoye won madwuma a wo koye ewo ho eno aka ho bi ama middlemen ni goro boys gia no omoju omusika edi adwuma no kra nipa ne je ho sika no ebewi ase no na nya saa ene oye no na asan akofa wo ha foforo ne ekabo aba eno na wo matie na sopamu menam so mo abesi wo center foforo ewo kaso ase de beya ebeben omanfo no fise kaso kro no nipa so pa wo mu na wo mo pe DVLA fo emo anu wo mu dwumadi a wo mo atutu mirkantentem akoho.
Okay, I'm say the key office no yeah adwin say ye be my services no aben your customers no. Say adwin say ye be building on structure be a friend ultra premium and that's ultra services. Ultra services no the trainer and say you be partner with private investors. Now you're extending your reach to your customers now. Because one thing I realize and say service now being nipana. If you are any has over 2 and among cross your road wealthy and also for renewing the license and others. It's never be a resort to intermediaries at the runner for Mugoro boys. A bit more no more my mom, maybe more to so no more my papa and mom. To be a police for you know, remember the license, and we say a fake. I'm behind the road world, the nice and your papa. It's a say a bema, ye new man or a bang. A driver for said a bear will be a bed and every dim rasso now. I'm running swan on 2 pine baby. So I say at the closest wager. Now be a service I will require 120 Ghana cedis. Now her car is called the back of a backwana a brosa. Sebasa Nipan in the day on 2 and among class of road road and also for anything compliance. And see when I had a cast for man or a this so dear or whatever. The burden from
Mame Phyllis na Koyo Okuno eye ewutu Senya East mrashe bedwani na wakasaye na wode afoto ma kaso amanfo se office no ben won ma won hwe se wode eho ebeyi kwan na won madi won dwuma nyina free ho emu obia ne goro boy anasa middleman bia nkoye adwuma na wochina ekira sam emma na wo mebosu dwetire ngumpanimfo etire so na wasada no wadi sa dia baako ya eye ani kasam ani gisam na ya abakosam dia ma kaso akro no ene se nesa wote kaso now the woshan ko DVLA at na yesa wo ko register na waje normal e de aboto a wo mo ankasa anya wo mo preface aye KS enu ntia ye ni gisem se bia wo wankramantem a ye obi hu GTA na hu se ka we de free enkran na eba no ka so afo de enso ye KS
and the radiasi and Mushaya DVLA Ultra Center ya baby ewo Kaswa Tipa which is part of the CP electoral area. Na Mosha Katswa na Mosha the population of Katswa the way anipa si dosu ye ni DVLA ti say ya pese ye renew your license and na ye roadworthy ti say you took car akọ wager and na winiba na onu say traffic insurance so bon say na ama drivers ni bi eni aha say obekwa na akosa line na de but say no DVLA no abaya ye fie abeye iti emema drivers aya na laziness kakra wo mu no omo nan ye be ye ntiatia wo license ni enhu kra na wa wedwane no abeye o say road where the time ni bedura na wa wedwane because I say no beba no line bi ni ha say customer service so ebeye kama yako in yako ye tour and inspection of the place even the we are this is the standard was office bia enya iti ya da ye nua be ma oye the CEO of DVLA Julius ase say we to me Ama yeso ultra center kaswa yenye bi na one thing na eye medamia me pese me breaking news no me say kaswa say ye so ye be board number ye number plate e be start KS kaswa ye be board number ye so ye nya number nti say no hu kan no na hu alphabet no e we nima hu say KS it means registered in Katswa medamo ase
yentwa so emfamfiri banda mansini no emu ya ewo Ebono East region no emu na banda ananei Kwame anane ya dodo na bonimrane se kapo anase Libya boga ene Kwame anane akocha japa jabrantam ediato ne maame mu ahye no jurube maame na eno ana yebusa se die mpan ti na akofa sa Kwame anane ene ne maame na wakocha ja ediato ne mu yi ne nyina ne se Kwame anane maame ya ye frɛ no Abena Sunkari na Abena Sunkari ene Kwame anane wonum kasa woni aya ne se Kwame anane mpratwe mu no ababa wa Kwame anane ne na twe mpra no se bi wonya de a maame no efuaso onfuaso efise osusu se ababa no se bi ene wo mu ade ano ntinya de a obetimi aboa Kwame anane nti Kwame anane ntwe ne ho efamfiri ababa yi ho eno na nam so ma Kwame anane akotwaja ede ato ne maame munyi na yen ntem ho no yen kwa homa ne so na yene Kwame anane nia ya maame Abena Sunkari ne ba be ma baako yene no entwetwe enkomo ewo ahoma yi so Joseph Mensa Joseph me mo akwaba Joseph na bibia boko oh we de ye ma mo kafra Joseph boyamane edien pa na asi esi sa eda no de impoti na si ye
baba ajo ai ti many abami na de wa to ba na de na jelo and the rest of the other to baba what is the name and the ababa ana advantage is there when you get out to the advantage o mo ndani dano ana ofta the benefit wa benefit wa ana mji wa kuja and so some night and some abu ja I go to example mina ile ni basi aja kwa muda fulani wana bwana kukwenda sababu kama bwana wasije wote ogoja ana na uza kwa hata wewe daifana hono aziji hata ya para ndio watu ni tu na au jina sana ndio maana kama ndio kani ndio mnaniko na ndo yake watu ataona nenda bete ndio na maana buku na maana bate so ya ndio maana ndio off ni watu ni and out there when bana and that and you know no you don't get me ana na mtazana wakati ya mati kwa tena mwezi mmoja jamaa ya bolama ya wa bani
hello Joseph me say Yalusi Joseph ewo ahomane so. Okay. Okay, Joseph. Mami Musa o. Okay. Joseph Mami Musa entoko wo Kwame Anane ene ne Mami ntem dada na anase wenku ani de edikan.
Eye we go babano bani sama bani tigi na tano be tu ni kinu. Eji Mami ni gaja je to go aje ko wa ti na ya ti. Kuja eji ga sama ni na wo. Ntama yeni ni ni na no ya ita. Eji ya ba ba padi mura ya ba yero. Ejo ile ni amu be ni bona mo wa ti o mu ti ti atemu no. O ta ka kuna ye a ye pe ye. Da bata ka ba na so re. Eji ye so ye ai na no close. En ta ko to petri. Eji o ti na ya ka me ma ni na ba. Ta ko no to en prosi. Na ni da je u ni wa na ne o. O ba ti pa ma ta de ya wa bra o ju fu. And there are
okay. Joseph Mami Musa Misro T. Oh.
And then put in that out and let them that is not. The Adrian and the Mungo took up the Adrian. Not the mouth, like the man in the back, but the political. I know which you know, God, mind.
Okay. Mammy Abena, say, Mammy Abena, no, what's he saying?
The man on going to know what I'm saying because of my. There's a million but I let you know.
Okay. Enti owo Kumasi ayasabia ana ofie. Okay. And Joseph ya beda si nyame fa wo emra na be hye no awa asumjem. Why? Yo. Abusia eno eye banda asem ene ye kan na Libya boga etwaja ediato ne maame emu enam empanatwe ya wo twe maame no empene so nti no kachiri so
eba ni se ya na ye ne a yawo mema no yensunu gugem se daache sen ene beko yento ansem no so ye ko epoye mantamu nananu mahemfo ene omanfo ya ewo yilo ene manya krobobo afu papa na wonmasem ya wo kanyina ne se onmonyamfo Michael Ochre Befi awoye mrashe bedwani edema New Jabin South abato mpesua sofo wapoye mantamu wakeka ensem bi ya wonmususu se egu epoye mantamu soafo ma merita akosua awate ho fim ensemo a Michael Ochre Befi ekade fa ma me ne ho no ense emfata na sansem no sempanimfo anhye amana antwe ansan no amfa chopa ama daache ebetimi akofa abusua kuomu entawantawa broni ebeka se tribal war etumi ediaba enti nananom ese owura Michael Ochre Befi empeneto ene ne no a womra bonten asem a woka ye no wometwensan de di kan eye retraction wo wia na wo de achaw paso a emudo apology atoaso e de ama Eastern Regional Minister Rita Akosua Awate ne bia kanananom no omanfo a wonom wo yilo ene manya krobo press conference a wonom frɛ ye e wo so manya no nene kwaku adamte ene kasa ye ene osinsem bia etise ye ya ebo man no eni kwan sɛ wonom soso enti Michael Ochre Befi na sumua
should immediately retract the tribal remarks and threats of hostility made against the regional minister and the municipal chief executive for New Jabin. 2. Render an unqualified apology to the regional minister, the affected traditional authorities, the good people of Ghana. 3. Refrain from making statements that promote divisiveness and instead champion unity and peaceful coexistence. Failure of which we shall activate lawful actions to draw national attention to what we consider as backward and divisive comment made.
Enti sa wo hwe kuntunkuni eni ko jan ya nananom abo a na kire sa wo mani abre papa se krodom ena wo mo ne Michael Ochireba fi echi ayamso na Michael Ochireba fi no obi bebi sasa edi asampoten no ka efa Eastern Regional Minister Rita Akoso Awate ho ya ama nananom eni abre no ombo afusa yenhwe ne emrai
baby onu pa kunde du bia me na me ka cho me hye omba se me hye nkom so atwon so se daachi bi when we come onipa ne dia no
mbo sia dia ma no
ne dia cause nyom na mu see ye na see ye wo na be kire de nye ye ka na regional minister no so se be ka fra che na wo regional minister wo na be kire de nye okufudia wo okufudia ni na be kire de nye na as regional minister wo fi bi na oba wo yakroboni na wo fi krobo na oba okufudia wo be kire de nye okufudia. You can't.
Rita Kosia Jeno de man.
I would add Yesu. Some didn't say Muna, dear be young one. Can't you say? Some didn't say Muna or no me MC. I dear be young Fudiano.
Ai yeti ekofodia na ofri krobo aba na abekire de enye enti Michael Ochireba fi na no ekoyi nika no enie ya na nanom ekasa na ohwoboko baako ewo krobo nsase so wonom di ene strategic force wonom titire ni Daniel Asare wono so de na no atomu bi wo so wona nanom ya adwene pa esesem raso medwane no obepa chaw no otwe na sam na san said ye beya asumdue ebeba
the can any say Honorable Michael Ochireba or Kasembina comment not making any Jesus to say it is so wrong, it is uncalled for. Even it is not acceptable in our society over here. What our group is saying is you for the paying for your nana no near pay for account. You for so say he should apologize, he should retract and apologize. In fact, yes, I did now. Obiani veje, Obian time, Obian yansi, but as I'm not kind, no. And I just hear you need it is a strategic force, as a strategic group. I first a strategic force. Yes, to say, you know, one ye, Casano kind, no, one can ye. Into one sound transit, no one say, oh. Me a honorable. Okay, my can't say, a month for a friend in for say, the bidder. That's a paying for him, paying for, and one more bum, Obibia come at least. Why can't you do the needs for honorable? Do the honorable aspect away so that it be a
So, as a group, we say, we are moving one.
Basically, Ubisami, America say we advise ourselves. We are going to advise ourselves. And our advising ourselves, no, I
Yada swa ewo kojan ensensemu na nei adwadifo enkabomuko ya wonumo Kumasi Central Market enei wonumbo afu pa ne nyina ne sen aban ba betu wonum ebra wosi kageti awie ye no wo betu wonum se wo ba na wo besi Central Market aye ne te se kageti Dubai ni bi se de be ya wonum betumi anya ba bi partner na wadi wonja eno nam so bi ma ene aban ene mpanimfo ya wonum ehwa madwa no akoso no wajiji sika bi adifri adwadifo yi honom se wobeboa se de beya ebeboa ma watimi asi dwano no wasi wi a adwadifo yi aba abetena ho aton wonioma eno nti wode adwadifo ni bi ekopie mu abo Kumasi race horse honom an wode binom ekoye ana wotete wonum nyina mu ediko miaye bebre na nei race horse fo no wonum kire se honom akwanfo tantan pa ensoto a kan koka ma eno nti wonioma no se guwa ni se egu ho enipa empo ma honom no abeto ade sanso na bambo bia eni honom nti obi ba ho mpo abeto ade a no osuro ni nyina eka ho bi na nei won mabo kokomu na wo kan nyina ene se sika wajiji ya no empanifo mekire bi de sika no wo afei so ekwan bia empanifo nya ban betumi aka bom no afaso aboa na wasi central market no awie entamso na amadwadifo asabam abedi wonja no wo momodin no wonye efise esi ho ache aban hye ase ache nanso won hudwumadie potin titiri bia da ekoso ewo honom enso to na ne atuafo ase ase de pe na efin ene nkekawa hodo pinu a ene krofo to gu ho eno ti wo sre aban ne empanimfo se wonhwe na wo momodin wokosoa ekoto di adisrede eto opimso otumfo se to the second nanim se onfo ne nansi fom na de obetumi aye bia de aboa wonum adwadifo no ama central market no empanimfo timi awie de ama won no wosre wonye se de beya adwadifo ehobeta wo no wopanimpa ya wono na wakasa edema adwadifo yi wono na nidin ade Daniel otu etampon wone ensemtrofo edi nkomo sei na o kire nsem no mu efai
combined Central Market Traders Union until and Yawahano Bay. I have Nina and Simfua Bakum Union. Yaha would the kind I am phase 2. You say phase 1, I am a Hama project. What I did, I want to buy it. Now, you want to buy it. I have perfect manner. Gonna have one in Sina. Say a CPV, not a Gana Fiana Hoka. The CPV, a Gana Fiana Hoka phase 1, you have 5 years. You have about 95% in here. How much you can? And as a council, you have fidelity accounts. And now I buy accounts in Casabia, I buy no Africano and the fidelity in some company for vice president ever have a share. So I'm about to start here, man. A piano or more refuses can be down. It's a piece and a delay now among my Manayak. I almost said, Sikano did face 1 year premium. Premium near Sika, you are Uchama Abano. Anna, let phase 1 and no actual hooker every a train hooker in Canada Hodia and as a council and now by a council I have private accounts escrow accounts and as a Canadian and the accounts are abundance and Eurafia Sassicano and the fidelity I'll be the home fast work. Yes, Cramaso and Traho Emma Abanaho Emma Cramai Emma Kaye. It's a way and you're threatened. There will be a catch abandon say Canada Hono so I'm going to find my young man there and another if someone says a project, no, Mahama on the buyer, wouldn't contract in phase 1 is can we are, and one day phase 2. Phase 2 for we are, and no sense can have phase 3. And I said,
Yadi any extra quada so sesie ya meka say quada so dikro nana asaribedi akwa wotoso mienum bafo owusu amankwati ya wotoso nsia bant mahene ama mpanimfo agina na nemu awro ne nasem pabo akyerese watunu afiri ade so se kwada so hinem esan so bo ahodo bebre ya wo mode ebono wa konwa no a wodie no ehu nananum ekyiremu a aniamo ho nsampa ya kwada so dikro eda no wadie na nyasam keto afei wo ye edi ni tumi no abroso ekwan a wonam kwati kwan so na wotonton ensase ye wo kwada so enkonwa ne ho no ne nyina nsamfata emfa kwan mu enu nti wono ekoyi bafo owuso mankwati a wotoso nsia asutire no ene wo ma nananum agina nanamu aye amane bia esefata na wono atwa dwan eguso ekyerese nana asarebedi akwa wotoso mienu kwada so dikro ankane no enei onye odikro biem nana kofi owusu ena ejina bantima hene anamu ya otu saa anamoyi na wone nsamtrefo twetwe nkomo ekire nyema ekoso ewo kwada so ene de ma ho kohia yeso ombo mpanimfo amane ene baabi a wonmo abeduru enei
kwame abusuapanyi na akwasi abu me da kwada so kure ano me dikro kofi jawu ana sarebedi akon a otoso mienu odi akonya emfie abionu nsuni nanso so abusua no onhwe obia waye ni amo ho akire nura bantuma hene ama bantuma hene atu nipa yaba no so empre maako edunsun ni nyina wa ama oso onsom no de twa kura ni se eneni nansa enennan mu bantum ahene soma bafo ma yesoma ne nkura ba ko se mefre no ayenkwa o mefre no obaya ose omma osa soma biem ma ya ba ya o ka kira ne se so onye na ahemfo na wone wo mu soma one wo mu nsum na ono de onka ho biem ne sa ninti bafo bantum ahene asoma na ahenkwa ene na chiame na Obrempong aka ho se ene le metwa edwan ye na ne na konwa efiri anade kro de na na sare bedi ako a ofiri kwada so ahemfie onye hini biem awo kwada so kro de ni
enti abusuan we ye na kwasi ebu na wone semtrefo kasa ye no ye abusuan pani na adehyebusuafo ya ewo kwada so nkonwa sase so wo mu nyina so mani age ene anamo ya won magina bantima hene anamu etunu aya amane ede etu omudi kro no wo mu nyina efo so
nana amankwa etie the 6 bantima hene ena watu ndukura o kwada so aha se osuma me eba be frɛ no odukura ni ka kyerɛ sɛ onsom no enti o ma wonya wo mu na wonu wo mu som no wonu wo bo nsom baafo so be di akunya efie dunye ne wo fai onko asom da eze baafo so bu na henfufo na onka ho na ze amamrem ko no wotu ni dada ba ne na baafo be ya amamre ede echi ato a ebetwa ni trisi dai eze obusame a na yetuo na eba betu kwara so di kuro se efiri na ko kwara so di kuro onye na na biem onye kwara so
yenwuramu ewo bono a mantam no emu na eneyi chiremasu ene ekwan ne so amasu chiremasu asotia no saa kwan ne so chiremasu fo na wonu mbuafo yi ne nyina ene sen obade aye wonu madom amasika akọ apie wasase so na no na semrantie ne maba no bowram se wokọ na wakotu bi abedia na ne ohempopro ya wono ene butu ebono ene ne mantam mu nana ajimambadu sabi de wonum ekire ne se na enkrofo bi a wonim bia a wofiri wonya posifo wonso a wonya sojafo na wabeto hye samrantie ne maba yiso na ne etu awodo wototo kunkum nipa awodo pii no awo honom eno nam so bi ama emrantie ne maba wonum wo chiremasu wania brepa se krodom se adan ne yete ye kromu na sika akopia ne yekopa bia bedi na mu kunkum yen ene momfa emra ene niema ahodo enwu akwam se de beye beboa yen ama yetu no mra kwanso na yenya somfaso na yeso yenya bi ato aduane die eno na aka ho bie ama wonum de demonstration tentrente ede ahyeseso na assembly member ya wono ewo chiremasu ene Facha News esentrofo etwetwe nkomo sei ene ode etuja
Sabio, ya se oba, utu nufuwa no ntia. Eni ntia. Yana nana ma, eni mfanfo nyensa mba. Amuye sise. So biblia fuma. Tuwa basa ofuma. Tina famra. Minya na yewa. Yana nana makasa doma hene dia yate. Amwa pa yakro dia mweya. Domarina na so na moba omusha police omusha soja atadia omukita tuo se station ya no mubedura omututuo ene how
dia o kan dia sie obususu se eye domahin crofo de be yesade
Yefri Chiremasu abepiemu ewo Bantima Emontene eso Hana Facha TV ewo yade kasie ni nyina aba awieye Millennium Construction ena yede ho aseda emanom adwumakuo ya won mo eboa amamrante ne maba wo asisuo nyina tumi aye japade daache won mo boa wo ewo wasase tomu na won ma ye ho construction adwuma nyina so ma wo ahohre so ene abo mremu wo mpe we na de na ope wo pesa wo to asase eto ho ana asase sie wo tompo na de ayo project bi a Millennium Construction na mekamfo akrewo efisa won ma ye adwuma no ache papa ba bi asase papa eda enye afro ena won mo ebeto amawo na wo de construction no kra san hye won mo nsa wo be ni nyina kama na wani gie awie wo peye eno nti say half plot full plot and quarter plot mpo ena wo part Ghana fa na mu ba bia wo de ni Millennium Construction ento kese no mo a wo sa kwan no eso wo to asase ni bi dadaada Bibia bebo munti upesa wo ton asase no na ade sika no edi dwuma foforo a Millennium so fa be hye wo monsa na won ton ema wo de da ofie na dwodwo ho mo abeya dwuma ni nyina wo wi asade wo no ko entiase apam no na wo beje wo sika ebia won so wo asase na wo pe contractor wo bene akwadare no otimisi dream man ye reality no abesi wo daachi dream house anase mansion no asiso ama Millennium fonko ne contractors a wesi dreams emane ye reality senya waso da ye mansion wo de wani abuo se daachi woni abusuafo ebetene mu no ko ne koyimfoni no ekire mpanimfo wo mo ebetwa ne yopo na wani age wo mo ho adansie hu ne ma bi te se pillar moats ene blocks ene afoforo aka nyina wo mo ton bi ene osan ye real estate development enti de amabobo so nyina mu no wo mo 15 years experience e wa adwumanum enti wo de ho ebo Millennium ma na wo de ho bo adwuma papa wo mo betimi aboa wo na wo ye wadwuma fa construction hu nyina ma wo na daachi wo nyina baabi ense eja wadwoa fa wo mo number no e wo screen ne so na mpanimfo enkasa wo mo kira kwan wo Kumase ha ya Boshen na Yas Junction wo mo da romanti na nwumre bia yetena sese ya ne ano aye den yenya hoden ne asom e wo kasie mu mo akenkanfo eyeme afia tumu wa Ketri mene
Obrempong akwasi yebo
ye beda mo asenya di mo asi ha obo ade e de wo kyene wuko edum ye ne a ye behia premtobre yakrawo